What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new F1 2020 League Racing video on the channel here today. We're back for Transnation eSports F2 Nationals, this time for round number 7, I think we're at now? Yeah, 7, for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last video, round 6 at Silverstone, I recommend you go check that one out. Pretty hectic one, to be honest. I won't say any more than that. But yeah, I don't really think there's much to cover or talk about, so let's get this show on the road and let's get straight into qualifying and see how we got on. Alright, and here we go, out of the final corner, across the line for a 127.785. Pretty decent lap, not quite as good as my PB that I'd done in practice, but that is still enough by, how much, 0.2 of a second to get us pole position here at Hungary for round number 7 of the F2 Nationals. So pretty good, 4 points already in the bag, so can't complain about that. Our teammate down there in P5 as well, so not a bad job from him. So anyway, let's head over to the race now. And first things first, I want to give you guys a brief rundown as to something else which has just developed over the last few days, just while we get ready to get this race underway. You're probably wondering where the latest EML F1 video is. If all goes well, I should have it out tomorrow, but that will be the last one because 2 days ago, or, yeah, I'll roll with 2 days ago, probably wrong, but anyway, 2 days ago at 11:30 in the evening before I went to bed, a message was sent to the Discord chat basically saying that the season was ending effectively at that time. So we have been declared the Drivers' Champion for EML F1, which you know, I'm happy about on one hand, but on the other hand I'm kind of disappointed because it would have been good to actually have a real good fight with Harry for the last 2 rounds at Singapore and Brazil. But yeah, poor attendance coupled with a couple of other things as well, I think have yeah, basically ended up with that being cancelled, so that's a bit unfortunate. But anyway, we'll forget about that, focus on what we're doing. High red lights, and away we go. That formation lap went by really quickly. A decent start there. Honda though with a really good start. Anthony with a blinder there from P5. He is on the soft tyres though, so that probably helped. Down into turn 1, we're nearly 4 wide. I think we were there for a minute. A little bit of contact with Honda on the exit. Now side by side we get crossed up on the curb there. Just about keep it out of the wall. We have a safety car already. What on earth has happened behind us? And Honda is now out. What on earth has gone on here? Okay, so a little bit to try and wrap our heads around there. We're down in P5, so that's rather annoying, not going to lie, but crucially we don't have any damage as we did hit the wall with our left rear, but thankfully the wheel didn't fall off or anything stupid, so we're still okay. I think that was Josh peeled into the pits there, so that puts us back up into position number 4, so that's alright. And that was rather weird. Addy leaving a bit of a purple smoke screen there, so yeah, that's something you don't see every day. But anyway, we're getting ready to go back racing already here at the end of lap number 4. Anthony will bring us back around to green flag racing, and away we go once again. Ken Doyle in P2, ourselves P3. Thierry has gotten all the way up into 4th, with J-Dunk up in P5 in the Carlin, so pretty good start from those two. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the point that I was going to make a minute ago, there was a major stack behind us where I think 2 cars actually ended up retiring. I know for a fact, I think Mikey was one of them who, I don't think he actually retired, but he did end up in the fence. So yeah, good start for one Carlin and not so good start for the other. But anyway, we're having a nice little ding-dong battle here with Ken as we try and go around the outside here. This will actually be awesome if we could get this done. Late on the brakes now into the chicane, and we've gotten it done. Very nicely done. And obviously props to Ken there, as it would have been quite easy to try and send it in and maybe run us out of road, but obviously you know, Ken is a good driver, and yeah, I know what to expect when it comes to racing him. So we get through there a-okay. Coming on to lap number 6, we've already clawed our way onto the back of Anthony right here. I tried to go for a move into the right-hander there. That was a bit stupid, not going to lie. He was, you know, entitled to take the line for the corner, and probably even more stupid too, because, well, as you can see, he's just come in, so yeah, probably should have waited, to be honest, but I kind of wanted to get by to try and give myself a bit of a buffer back to Ken, but fortunately for me, he wasn't close enough to actually try and move on the brakes into turn 1, so we didn't have to worry about that. And yeah, at this point, we were back at the head of the field, we had clean air, the pace was really nice as well, so it was just trying to set as, you know, fastest laps as we could. And consistency was really good as well, I must say. I was setting personal best sectors every single lap, constantly lapping within about 2-3 tenths of the fastest lap. So even when tyre wear started to kick in, the pace was still there. So yeah, that was a real nice change compared to the last 2 rounds, to be honest. So yeah, on to, what are we now, lap 13 already. Not a lot really happened. Ken pitted at the end of lap 12 for a set of soft compound tyres. So we're going to follow suit on the very next lap here and come in for our one and only stop to get off the mediums onto a new set of softs, and hopefully we should come out. If we're not ahead of him, I'm hoping we can be right behind him. I don't want to have to try and chase him down. So yeah, we'll wait and see what goes on. Hopefully a nice and quick turnaround from the ART boys here. 5.6 seconds. Not too shabby for an F2 stop. Obviously they are a bit slower than the F1 pit stops, but anyway, leaving the pit lane now, keeping an eye out for Ken in that black and red Uni Virtuosi car, and we are just about going to re-emerge ahead of him. He's gained on us quite a bit though. He was over a second behind when he pitted, so that undercut has gained him some time, but unfortunately it hasn't gained him track position. And I'm sure all of you guys would know this, track position is king in league racing. Whether it be F1, F2 or anything else that you might be doing. Track position is always key. You're always so much better off if you got clear air on the nose. So yeah, we get our head down and get on with it after the pit stops. We catch up to Kill Switch there, the second of the UNI cars, and we get by him into the left-hander there. So job done, up into the podium positions now. We've got 5 seconds to Josh in P2, but he does have a 5-second time penalty as well. And I think he still has a pit stop to serve as well. So effectively we're running P2 at the moment, which is a pretty good recovery if I say so myself, considering we were off in the weeds at the exit of turn 1 on lap 1. So yeah, this has been a really nice recovery drive here. and we're going to try and get by Josh into the chicane. We make a little bit of contact there, I think, on the exit, but luckily no harm done. We get past the MP Motorsport driver, a bit squirrely on the exit, but again, no harm done. And that is up into P2. And it really does look like that's all we're going to get from the feature race. Come across the line for the fastest lap of a 129.444. Now, you're probably wondering, why is Addy basically 5 seconds up the road? Well, he started on softs, and when that safety car came out at the start, he actually pitted at the end of lap 3. So Addy effectively got a free pit stop. So all he had to do, basically, at the restart, was just keep his nose clean, and he's obviously done that, and has played this strategy really well. So as we come to the end of the final lap of the feature race here at Hungary, it's going to be P2 for us. A little bit annoyed, I'm not going to lie, because we started on pole position and I think we definitely had the pace to win this one. But considering, like I said, we were off in the weeds, down in P6 at one point, a good recovery, we'll take it. And we'll try to go get him again for the sprint race. Alright, so there we go guys, the feature race done and dusted. As I said, a little bit annoyed because without that safety car, I think we definitely could have won that race. Even though we were off in the weeds at the start, I still think we could have won. But yeah, unfortunately, just didn't quite work out for us. If there was another 2 laps, who knows, we might have gotten to Addy. We were gaining on him, but yeah, might have still been a tad bit too far, even for me. But anyway, as I said, it was a solid recovery, P2 in the feature, so we'll try and go one better for the sprint race. And speaking of the sprint race, here we are lined up, ready to get rolling for the sprint race here at Hungary. Lining up P7, Addy behind us there in A, Ken ahead of us on the right in P6. High red lights, and away we go here for the sprint race at Hungary. And a very decent start this time. Thierry with an absolute shocker. He goes absolutely nowhere. And who's that? I think that's Josh on our outside. Got to be a bit careful here because the leaders do tend to break a bit early. But we just about get through there okay, I think. Joe Dunk a bit squirrely on the left. Thierry on the right. We are 3 wide momentarily going down the hill. That's not really what you want. Joe Dunk goes very deep there. We run into the back of him a little bit. No damage. And we're just trying to get by the Carlin. We get a good run out of the right-hander, and we should get this move done, and we do. He slots in behind us, so that's up to P4. Very nicely done. And, yeah, so I couldn't think of what I wanted to say there, sorry. But anyway, so next up is Kill Switch in the other UNO Virtuosi. Then you've got Bo, and I think it's T-Mac in the High-Tech, who is leading at the moment. So good start from these 3. They've maintained positions, but we're going to try and spoil their party here as quickly as we can. Kill Switch basically just lets us go, question mark, as we run down the hill there. I'm not too sure whether that was really intentional or not, but yeah, thanks anyway. So from P7 it's up into P3, so 4 spots gained in the first lap alone, so a very nice start for us. And next up is Bo in the MP Motorsport car, so we'll try and get by him as quickly as we can. A few moments later we get a good run as we come down the hill. We go to the inside. It was very narrow there, but he left enough room. Contact there basically on the apex as well. I think he tried to turn in a little bit there, so a bit cheeky, not going to lie, but no harm done. And we continue on to the end of lap number 2 now. We were able to gap Bo and the guys behind quite quickly, and now we're right up the back of T-Mac in the high-tech car. Fastest lap of the race, 1:30.6, and at this point I'm not going to wait around. We're going to send it at turn 1 and get this lead as early as we can up the inside. We get it stopped, nicely done, and that is up into the lead of the race here at Hungary. He doesn't try and come back at us. No, I anticipated a send there, I'm not going to lie. I was actually thinking he was going to try and send it, but no, he decided against it. So we maintained the lead, and to be honest, that was really it for the sprint race, not going to lie. As you can see, we gapped him by 1.5 seconds throughout that lap, and I must say the likes of Ken, Addy, and a couple of others, they really didn't make their way through the traffic at all. So yeah, we were kind of just let loose to set fastest laps, and yeah, just basically run our own race, and that's exactly what we're doing. So yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of pace back in these cars, not going to lie. It's obviously Austria and Hungary, or Austria and Silverstone, beg your pardon, were still alright. I just wasn't, you know, at that level I was at the end of season 2, but I think I can safely say I've found that extra little bit of pace that I didn't have back at the last 2 rounds, and yeah, it's good, not gonna lie, because, you know, when you have races like Silverstone, for instance, where, you know, you might have the pace for a podium, but you keep making a few mistakes, yet you do tend to beat yourself up a little bit, or I do anyway, and it can kind of kill your motivation a little bit. So, you know, whenever you have a shit race, you always want to try and, you know, bounce back and come back and try and do better next time out, and I think we've done that pretty well here, not going to lie. So yeah, on the final lap of the race now, nice and easy through the chicane. We have a 14-second lead over Bo in P2. Good lord, that's even bigger than what I thought. But yeah, there's not really much more to say, I think. Just once again, quick shout out to all of you who are watching this. I really appreciate the support. You know, it's been great, good, bad, or otherwise. Any bit of feedback can be put to good use. So, you know, I really appreciate it, and yeah, I can't really say much more than that. But anyway, here we go, round the final corner. It didn't quite happen in the feature, but it's happened in the sprint. We win here at Hungary. Get in. Good stuff, boys. So there we go, guys, that's been today's video. Transnation eSports, the F2 Nationals, round number 7 from Hungary, and that was a great race weekend for us. Finally back on the pace, pole position, a double podium, not quite the clean sweep as we didn't win the feature, but to be honest, I'm not too worried about that. We're back on form, so we'll try and keep this going and go get them for the rest of the season. But yeah, I think that's it from me today, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here so you don't miss any new uploads. And yeah, as I said, I think that's everything. So thank you everybody for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.